So let's bring in Kansas Attorney General Chris Kobach now to offer some perspective to Monday's ruling. Sir, good afternoon. We appreciate you joining us.
Good afternoon.
All right, so what do you make of the ruling? Did the Supreme Court decide correctly in your mind?
I think the Supreme Court got it exactly right. And the Supreme Court did not adopt President Trump's view at all. The Supreme Court really went right down the middle. The Trump team was arguing that the president enjoyed absolute immunity for everything he does while in office, and further argued that he had to be impeached before he could be prosecuted. And the court certainly did not adopt that. The other side, the Department of Justice under Biden, was arguing that there's no immunity. And the court said, really, there's three categories. If the president is exercising a constitutional power or a power given to him by statute, then he has absolute immunity. If he's doing something that, for example, the power as commander in chief of our armed forces. But if the president is doing an official act outside of something prescribed by the Constitution, like maybe giving a speech or talking to someone else in government, then he has a presumption of immunity, but that presumption can be overcome. And then for unofficial acts, things that have no connection with his presidency, there's no immunity. So what Biden said, saying that this is some sort of horrible precedent, is absolutely wrong. I'd be surprised if Biden actually read the opinion or comprehends what it means. This opinion is very, very measured, and it creates three different categories, and it sends it back to the district court to say, okay, there's several of these allegations that are in this area of official acts, but there's only a presumption of immunity there. Now the district court has to sort out, based on the facts, whether that presumption applies.
Mm-hmm. And while President Trump is the face of this particular ruling, the reality is it's got such a broad reach. It really impacts all former presidents.
It really does. And actually, one of the amicus briefs written by one of the outside parties that commented on the case when it was before the court pointed out a great example. In 2011, President Obama his administration ordered a drone strike on a terrorist, Anwar al-Awlaki, in Yemen. And that drone strike killed the terrorist, but it also had the unintended consequence of killing two U.S. citizens that were near the terrorist, one of whom was a minor. And, under the Biden view, the president could be criminally prosecuted for murdering an American citizen when he was carrying out his powers as commander in chief of our armed forces. So it applies to all presidents. And the notion that a president would have to be thinking about every possible conviction or every possible prosecution that could be brought against him every time he opens his mouth or makes a decision, it would absolutely it wouldn't, I wouldn't say it would destroy the president's ability, but it would hinder him in such a way that our executive branch could not be effective.